This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. With the polls tightening a week out from Election Day, the Clintons were both in the Bay Area in the crucial battleground state of Florida. The Democratic nominee was in Dade City, while her husband, former President Bill Clinton, was in St. Petersburg. ABC7's Ray Collins has a wrap-up of their appearances. Ray.
Haley, some say it's quite a 1-2 punch, and today that punch was just up the road.
Thank you. Okay, I lost my speech.
The former Miss Universe, who says she was demeaned by Donald Trump years ago, was center stage in Dade City, north of Tampa, introducing Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton.
Hello, Dade City!
It may not have been the biggest stage she's been on, but there were plenty of Clinton supporters on hand, including this couple from Sarasota. Jim Harton says he believes that Hillary Clinton will have an easier time than Donald Trump getting enough electoral votes to win the election.
She had a big lead a few weeks ago, and now it's shrinking up a little bit, but I think she's going to take it. I think her road to 270 is a lot easier to get to than his.
And I hope you will help me to make a better, fairer, stronger America where we prove once and for all that love trumps hate.
And meantime, an hour south in St. Petersburg, former President Bill Clinton took the stage for his wife.
Hello, St. Petersburg.
Mr. Clinton took aim at one of Donald Trump's comments a few weeks ago when Trump asked what voters had to lose in voting for him.
I see all these ads and say, what have you got to lose? So if somebody around here asks you that, say, I'll tell you what we got to lose. 14 million jobs. I have no intention of losing them. I am for Hillary for president.
And more campaigning tomorrow. Vice President Joe Biden will be in Tampa on Wednesday, Haley.
And Ray, it just shows even more how important Florida is in this election.
Yeah, it's always been an important state, but I don't ever recall this level of campaigning here in the home stretch.
And so much of it happening right near us.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Donald Trump and running mate Mike Pence teaming up for a joint address in Pennsylvania today. The GOP nominee trying to use unfavorable policy, specifically Obamacare, against Clinton. This after the announcement that premiums with the Affordable Care Act will increase heavily in some states next year.
Hillary Clinton wants to expand Obamacare and make it even more expensive. If we don't repeal and replace Obamacare, we will destroy American health care forever.
It's not only impacting individuals, it's impacting our economy.
Trump also making a stop in Wisconsin today. The GOP nominee is gaining some steam on this home stretch. CNN's poll of polls, which averages recent national surveys, shows Clinton's lead is now at 4 points. Meanwhile, more than 4 million people have already cast a ballot in Florida, with Republicans maintaining a slight edge of Democrats in terms of ballots cast. And here on the Suncoast, the Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections Office tells us there have been more than 50,000 early voters, along with nearly 67,000 vote-by-mail ballots cast. And at last check, in Manatee County, more than 29,000 people have voted, and more than 58,000 have used those vote-by-mail ballots. And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob.
And looking forward right now to some beautiful weather. We've had some nice weather around, and here's what's happening right now. We are looking at not as windy weather for us on looks like Wednesday. A cold front arrives on Friday, and then look for a cooler weekend ahead. We are anticipating temperatures to be a little bit cooler, back below average, it looks like, by the weekend. More than that a little bit later. But right now, 73 degrees. We have fair skies, so still pretty warm out there. And the dew point is at 64 degrees. Winds out of the east-northeast are settling down already at 7 miles an hour. And the pressure continues to rise, so we're under the influence of this large area of high pressure. You can see some moisture just off the coast of Daytona Beach and Jacksonville, some of that working its way toward the west. There's a slight chance we may see an isolated shower or two in our forecast tomorrow, late afternoon and evening, as some of that works its way over to the west coast. I mentioned those winds. They're light out of the northeast and will continue to be that way through the overnight hours. More on the forecast in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. New tonight, a delegation from Tallahassee was at Sarasota City Hall this evening, showing and telling commissioners how they have handled the homeless problem there. Representatives from a large homeless shelter named the Kearney Center put on a presentation. They talked to Sarasota city leaders about issues ranging from funding to using an ID card to track homeless.
We have a barcode on the identification cards of each of our clients. So when they go to ask for services, that number's scanned in. And that's all recorded into our books. And then we're able to say what services are actually being delivered through the HMIS system. So we were trying to actually gather this information so that we could produce some type of a better understanding of how effective it is of what it is that we're doing there.
Sarasota has been trying to get a handle on the homeless issue for several years now. Kearney Center representatives spoke to both the city and county leaders in late September as well. Our special series, Suncoast 2037, continues tonight with a look at the future of Longboat Key and whether more homes will be built on stilts. A National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration report reveals Florida has the most people and property at risk from sea level rise. On Longboat, there are, of course, a lot of waterfront properties. We spoke with the city's mayor today, who noted that building codes are already in place that force the town to raise properties along the water if need be. He says he's not sure what the future brings with those codes, but that there needs to be more planning for rising sea levels, and not just for 2037.
Beyond the 20 years, what's the next 20 going to look like after that if sea level rise continues? You know, we joke about this. I always say, well, my condominium's 30 feet up in the air, so I'm going to be safe for a while. But it's really a very serious issue, and we need to begin to really plan for it with a high level of expertise.
And he feels strongly that the planning needs to come from the state level, with officials hiring the best engineers and reconstruction experts. You can find many more Suncoast 2037 stories on our website, mysuncoast.com. A big victory for residents opposed to a proposed subdivision in Manatee County. The Bradenton Herald reports that Neal Communities is no longer trying to move forward with building 32 luxury homes along the Braden River. The County Planning Commission voted down the Myara subdivision last month, but that was only a recommendation to county commissioners who would have the final say. However, the paper reports that the developer withdrew the plans because of the county's comprehensive land use plan. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, a dramatic end to a manhunt that lasted a week as authorities confront a suspected killer in Oklahoma. And later in sports, the first college football playoff rankings are out, and they include a surprise.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
Hello, America. I'm John Crode. It's Tuesday, November 1st, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $40 million. To win that jackpot, you must match these 5 white balls plus that gold mega ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 39. That's followed by 19. Up next, we have 31. Your next number is 24, and your final white ball for this Tuesday evening is 45. Now for the Mega Ball. Tonight's Mega Ball number is 13. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 39, 19, 31, 24, 45, and the gold Mega Ball is 13. Now, no matches all 6 numbers. Friday's jackpot can be $47 million. Good luck and play on, America.
It's the Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival on Siesta Beach, November 11th through 15th, with 24 of the world's best sand sculptors. Bring the family for new hands-on kids activities, live music, food, sand sculpting lessons, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Come see the Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival November 11th through 15th on Siesta Beach. Check out the Crystal Classic Party Tent, produced by Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce and Moat Marine. Details including remote parking via SCAD. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.
Bob, November has arrived.
It has, and temperature's still warm. 87 degrees today. But it was one of those days that the humidity was so low it didn't seem to
matter as
too
much, right?
Yeah. If you get up really early tomorrow, Haley, you want to set your alarm for this?
I won't be, but
6:15. Okay, 6:15.
Somebody else can watch it for me.
Look straight up, basically looking west. Look straight up. It appears at around 80 degrees above the horizon, so that's almost straight up. And then it lasts for about 3 minutes as it travels off toward the northeast, and that is the International Space Station, and you'll be able to see that. It's always interesting to see. It's going to be up there for about 3 minutes, and it eventually disappears about 10 degrees above the horizon. So it's up there and then moves off to the northeast. Tower cam showing the sun setting in the west, and I tell you, it was a pretty nice sunset with a few clouds around, creating beautiful shots once again. And folks, sending pictures in to pics@mysuncoast.com. We appreciate those. And this one from a contributor who does it quite frequently, Fred Seeger, Siesta Key, and BJ Merkel also getting the one from Siesta Key, showing those mid-level clouds that were around this afternoon. You can see the Titan radar picture continues to depict a few showers off the coast of Florida. Tonight near Jacksonville and Georgia, not a lot, but it's just on this rotating. This area of high pressure right there continues to spin this wind in a northeasterly direction right toward us, and we're continuing to see that northeasterly wind tonight. It won't be as strong tomorrow as the pressure gradient kind of loosens up a little bit, and that usually indicates not as strong a wind, but some showers along the east coast. That also is indicative of a little bit more moisture coming back into play, and some of that may make it all the way over to the west coast, but the rain chance is very small, and if we see any at all, it'll be just 1 or 2 lone showers. Right now, the humidity at 73%. We have an east-northeast wind at 7, and the pressure is pretty high. 3014 continues to rise. And the temperature today, actually I said 87, is 88. Just a few degrees shy of our record 91 set back in 1971. 67 was the morning low. No rainfall to report, and we're starting off dry. November, typically a very dry month, and 71 degrees in Jacksonville. Orlando, the same. A bit warmer in Miami and Key West, upper 70s there. And we have some 60s to report tonight already. 66 in Arcadia, temperature 68 in Northport, and 73 in Sarasota. These temperatures will drop just a couple more degrees. That would be about it for the Suncoast. We'll start off basically in the upper 60s tomorrow morning. We'll warm up into the mid-80s for highs, and looks as though we'll see lots of sunshine around. I mentioned earlier, not as strong a wind around, so the wind will be basically out of the east and northeast, anywhere from 5 to 10 to maybe getting as high as 15 at times in the afternoon, but really much less wind than we've seen over the past couple of days. Well, in the northeast, there's a storm system, and that's about it. Everything else is fairly quiet. Very warm day today. into Ohio and Cleveland, record-breaking in some places, 70s, the mid-70s to start the game off tonight for the World Series. Some showers and storms out west. This is a gathering storm system which will eventually change our weather, but it's going to take a while. It's not until Friday afternoon when another cold front moves on in. You can see what's happened today. The dry air has been in place. It's slowly thinning out and heading off to the east, but in the mid-levels of the atmosphere anyway, all that dry air is pushing off toward the east. We'll still see that east and northeasterly wind component. In the tropics, all is quiet. We don't normally count on too many storms in November. We'll watch it for you nonetheless. And it's been a rather active late season, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something popping up. Here comes the front. Pretty active tomorrow through Texas and Oklahoma. And then it loses a little steam as it heads off to the south and east. You can see that wind change, and that's what we're going to see, the difference in wind direction beginning especially on Saturday, which will bring us a temperature slightly below average. There's that colder air starting to gather there over the northern Rockies. Still very warm. Even at Cleveland at this hour, it's 69 degrees. As far as the forecast goes for boaters, not nearly as breezy out there. Seas running 2 feet, a light chop, and the water temperature now 76 degrees. Now 75. Just changed at the Venice Pier. High tide upcoming 112. A low tide will be at 929. And sunset will be at the 6:57. Mostly fair, warm, 67 for your low. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Not as windy tomorrow. Warms, 86 your high. And looks like we will see temperatures cool slightly over the weekend. A slight chance for a shower with that front on Friday. And remember to fall back 1 hour before you go to bed on Saturday. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. We are getting the first look tonight at police video showing the moments when authorities found and confronted a suspected killer in Oklahoma who had been on the run for a week. ABC's Lauren Lister has that story.
This newly released dashcam video showing the dramatic car chase and explosive shootout between state troopers and Oklahoma murder suspect Michael Vance, caught after a week on the run. This scene, the deadly end of a manhunt for the 38-year-old suspected killer after authorities find him Sunday night 130 miles northwest of Oklahoma City. They say Vance refuses to give up, dying in the shootout.
Vance ended this rampage the exact same way he started it, violently. And it didn't have to be that way.
Vance was accused of a string of violent crimes, including shooting 2 police officers, then carjacking as he fled, shooting another woman, and driving 8 miles to a home where it's believed he brutally killed his aunt and uncle. The suspect even live streaming his getaway on Facebook.
Wow, I'm really hurt. I'm late for a police shop.
But then Vance disappears and police think maybe he's died from his injuries. A week later, authorities hone in when Vance is spotted leaving a campsite in western Oklahoma.
I looked over here. I said, what's the deal here?
Help reportedly coming through a tip from this farmer.
We could see we had clothes, hanging up here.
Authorities say they have 3 people in custody for their part in assisting Vance, facing charges including being an accessory to murder and for providing a weapon to Vance. Lauren Lister, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And back here in Florida, the state Supreme Court hearing arguments on whether it should block a 2015 law that calls for women to wait 24 hours before getting an abortion. The ACLU, representing an abortion clinic in Gainesville, is asking justices to overturn an appeals court ruling that would allow the measure to move forward. They argue the waiting period requirement stems from political opposition to abortions. But the state points to a societal interest in women making abortion decisions after deliberation. Though it heard arguments today, the Supreme Court typically takes months to issue opinions. As the number of pregnant women being diagnosed with Zika in Florida continues to grow, Governor Scott is blasting the federal government for not yet providing the state with funding to fight the virus. It's been more than a month since Congress passed a $1.1 billion measure. The governor is urging President Obama to immediately expedite the allocation of the money, which is meant to go toward testing kits, lab space, and service for expectant mothers. After more than a year of planning, the Cross Bay Ferry is now making round trips between downtown St. Pete and the Tampa Convention Center. It took its first voyage today, giving a chance for city and county leaders to see what their $1.4 million investment is funding. The ferry holds about 150 people and travels at 30 miles an hour. There are indoor and outdoor seating options, and the ride is $10 each way.
This is a pilot, and it's really all about testing to see, is this a mode of transportation people want to use?
The ferry will be in service through April. At that time, city and county leaders will look at the possibility of operating it year-round. More artwork coming along with another roundabout in downtown Sarasota. According to the Sarasota Herald-Tribune, the city's public art committee selected this sculpture design from a local artist. It would go up at the Ringling Boulevard and Orange Avenue intersection, but will first need approval from city commissioners. You may have seen this other sculpture that was put up at Orange and Main earlier this year that received some criticism for not being from a local artist. And some drivers were also worried that the artwork would be a distraction. A World Series update plus lightning highlights next in sports. But first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
There will be a lot of crying on the show tonight.
They ate all of your Halloween candy, and there's no more left.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Expanding health care in Venice, more than $200 million set aside to bring a new hospital to the city. We'll have details.
Tomorrow on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Now, sports.
As we know, anything can happen, but the Cubs are on the brink of forcing a Game 7 in the World Series. Chicago has been all over the Cleveland pitching staff tonight, scoring 7 runs in the first 3 innings, including a grand slam from Addison Russell. Indian starter Josh Tomlin only went 2 1/3 innings. The score is now 9-2 heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. If the Cubs hang on, Game 7 will be in Cleveland tomorrow night. The Pittsburgh Pirates releasing their upcoming spring training schedule for when they return to the Suncoast. They will open up the spring on February 25th with 2 games on the same day, hosting the Orioles at McKechnie Field and taking the trip down to Port Charlotte to face the Rays. Single game tickets go on sale in January, while spring training season tickets will be available later this month. For more information, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com, and click on links we mentioned at the bottom of the homepage. We do have a link for the Orioles schedule there as well. After a hot start to the season, the Lightning are looking to right the ship following 3 straight road losses. The Bolts taking on the Islanders tonight in New York, and the offense was reignited. Tampa Bay strikes first. It is Nikita Kucherov taking the pass from Steven Stamkos and beating the goalie. 1-0 Bolts. Later in the first, it is Kucherov again. It looks like he caught the goalie by surprise with how quickly he shot the puck. Still in the first period, Stamkos decides it's his turn. He tips the puck into net, making it 3-0 Lightning. The goals just kept on coming from there, and Tampa Bay wins this one 6-1. This season's first college football playoff rankings are out. There is one surprise, but it is not at the top. The Alabama Crimson Tide get the nod at the #1 spot. The defending national champions are undefeated this season. They're followed by Clemson and Michigan, both schools also undefeated. Meanwhile, Texas A&M got the 4th spot ahead of teams like Washington, Ohio State, and Louisville. But the Aggies have managed to run through a very difficult schedule so far this season, their only loss coming against Alabama. So sorry, haters. Gig 'em Aggies. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
A frantic search in Northport has ended adorably. Over the weekend, the police department posted on social media that a 2-year-old girl had lost her special comfort blanket, which she calls Whoopie, while at the department's trick-or-treat event. Well, this post went viral locally, and the blanket is discontinued, so her parents just couldn't go and buy another one. But a Venice woman realized that her daughter had the same one and doesn't use it anymore. So she made the trip down to Northport, and now little Cheyenne has been reunited with another Whoopie, which she seems to adore just as much as the original. She's just so happy.
I know how important those are, you know, those blankets.
Certain items.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if she knows that that's a
replacement.
a
new one. I don't know. I was wondering because sometimes the replacement, they're like, I don't want, you know, it doesn't have
told
the
her
same.
no, she's not. She's sleeping.
Right.
She doesn't know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully she's sleeping with her Whoopie.
I hope she is. I hope with her Whoopie. Yeah,
That's
I hope so. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow.